spiritual.
Some trust in chariots, others in horses, but I trust the one true God, the one who holds and molds my life. Some trust in chariots, others in horses, but I trust the one true God, the one who holds and molds my life. Enti, meji wujo mire, meji wudi sa oya dienina sutumfo, odumfo ni mo brohufo, obucheri fu adoya dosu. Nyami be, nyami bag, unye ni panyen sechin sayem. Memfa ma distrem ma wenim, ma wuni mi ramota. Meji wujo erate, meji wudi adienina sutumfo. All power belongs to you. My body fu I want your breath way. Answer by fire. This prayer, unye ni panyen sechin sayamenti. Memfa ma distrem ma wenim, ma wuni mi ramota. Every say why every do, why every do nyame, why every do nyame. Udini aye biafo, udini aye biafo nyame, udini aye biafo nyame. Enti erade ya wati ni bio, Yesu ya wati ni bio, erade ya wati ni bio, Yesu ya wati ni bio, nyame be, nyame ba. Distrema wenim ma wonni mi ramota enti erade ya watie ni bio Yesu ya watie ni bio sakrare mu ma be Yesu yo Yesu ya nyame ba onye ni panya sechi sayamenti memfa ma distrema wenim ma wonni mi ramota osunya sase oboye nanu etwemwa uye ne nansa so wo sorry ya Eradi way na want to me nyame ba onye ni panyen sechin sayam memfa ma distrem ma wenim ma wonni mi hwamoda utumi adenyi na yo eradi so adenyi na ye enti eradi ya waje ni bi onwe Yesu ya waje ni bi o sakrare mu ma be Yesu ya waje ni bi onwe
Tunein Radio UK.
Highly spiritual.
Some trust in chariots, others in horses, but I trust the one true God, the one who holds and molds my life. Some trust in chariots, others in horses, but I trust the one true God, the one who holds and molds my life. Enti, meji wujo mire, meji wudi sa oya dienina sutumfo, odumfo ni mo brohufo.
All right, a very good morning to you, lovely people. 11 minutes past 10 o'clock. Today is Monday, the 7th of May, 2022, the year of our Lord Jesus Christ. It's a brand new day. By God's grace, we are alive again and kicking. And as usual, we are airborne.
All power,
And it's a legal hour with Abinelle Solicitors as usual. Today,
by fire, this prayer.
we'll have
Panyen sechin sayamenti memfa ma distrema wenim ma wonni mi hwamoda
Mrs. Amy Adai-Dente, who is ready for me here on the other side. We are most grateful to Almighty God for giving us this precious day. It's a brand new day, start of a fresh week and a fresh month. The 7th day into the 3rd month of the year 2022. It's only 12 minutes past 10 o'clock. Let me say a very big thank to you, Dr. Morton, for holding it down with the morning show here. Now it's my turn to take the hot seat and be with my sweet sister, Amy Adai-Dente, for the legal hour. On that note, I will say good morning to you, Amy. Amy Antonio.
Morning, darling Jay. How are you?
I'm good. So I will see and catch you. I catch you more.
No problem.
As usual, how was the weekend?
Now the weekend was blessed.
Did you celebrate Ghana's independence? That was yesterday.
In spirit, yes.
In spirit, just one year, no.
Yes.
Maybe I'm quite chile kakra. Oh, Gukus.
Oh, yeah.
Me quite chile kakra. Here, I think you're good to still, you know. All right, and yeah, Babeka, your discussion is going to be centered on overseas domestic assistant. More ebia mo ekrum ha na mota ko Ghana na mokwa mu hia obi a obeboa mo e wo fie a obroni beka se domestic assistant obi a okwa ono su niema ono ye duane ma ono ye obi bia apart from say okwa akoda na ono enakete so ono na ye obi bia okodwom okuta bag just ye obi bia okoba urompa ba no yi just domestically ono na oye obi bia say nipa no agije bia so why wadwun say opese wo de nipa oboa wo eba bruche eho asem etesei menim say ebinom wo ho a mo wo sankofo ni bia mo dwen say mbetumi aboa wo mo o say ebinom ye very good to the extent to say you're very good, sir. At least this is the only little help I also made to me. The abuan say nipa na wa manaba abruchi na no so bi ampo wasa manajuma wasa be yes domestic assistant no wa hanom mo amote mo trans assistant papa mo baby papa bit no I still no be here ekrom ha dey na domestic assistant sheda nye of issue but then menim say one or two bi wo ha they still need that support nti and what's and ye babe kind ha. And into your first question, the baby sa lawyer Amy ne you'll be case what they abba in on inti or no what's and Amy made the mount. Ye knew be our ye British national na oko Ghana afi 2020 nimu na wakwaye no okudi okocheck aka and or employ a house rep I beka say domestic assistant now on the net or ye the be no private resident na utua ne council bosom kama 600 Ghana cedi na just any skaketoa we domestic assistant pa a month near 600 Ghana cedi na just ekoyi na sani pay sisemi ye baby saw domestic assistant yi agigem bia se nipa no pese oboa no e ma ne ba dia visa or what type of visa na domestic assistant be here is it a domestic visa in my own way or na visitors visa boy kakra
Right, so it would be something called your friend or overseas domestic worker. A movie no na assess and panage.
Come again, overseas
domestic worker.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, say a coin so that say obet me apply as a visitor. But as you know, as a visitor, no, as part of Appendix V, no, there is a restriction on work that you can undertake. It's upa as an overseas domestic worker, not just a sanipano, but me aba as an employee of the British national or of the indefinite holder, for example. So it's more lucrative for the employee, of course, to come and also earn a living in the United Kingdom.
So I mean, in simple put, what type of visa? Like, what's the name of the visa?
Okay, so as mentioned, visa is a friend overseas domestic worker.
Oh, okay. So that's the name of the.
That's the name of the visa.
Okay.
Yes,
I didn't catch that.
No problem at all. International say Ufri Ghana, which is overseas, of course. Abe domestic staff. What UK had. Who employer, because so we a domestic worker, not just say well Ghana no, you were already an employee of the British national. of the person that has indefinite leave to remain. So it's almost like you are continuing in your employment, but within the United Kingdom. And honor emanated because Ubaha as an employer, Ubeji at least minimum wage to a krumha. Into a Ghana crowd, who do 600 Ghana cedis a month. And say, with this type of visa, no, at the bare minimum, no, Ubeji minimum wage to a UK ha. Into, of course, every bros are 600 cedis. Every bros are 600 cedis. And it makes it much easier.
Okay. And it makes it much easier.
That's right.
Okay. On that note, what are the requirements for such a person when intends to make a valid application? What are the requirements that will be needed?
Okay, Diamond J, as usual, with the immigration rules, if there's always somewhat of a validity requirement, Dina Esawiye Emma application echo through. Almost say yes. Sa Unipakrono, I say outside the UK, into our Ghana, I'm our Ghana, for example, into I say outside the UK, correct. Any fee, a visa fee, has to be paid. And then, of course, we are looking at the person having a valid passport, a valid Ghanaian passport, for example. And then importantly, so a self or born and sano. Until you any fingerprinting will Ghana ho. A visa center no I Ghana, so any fingerprinting. I can't come. So to me, yes, documents or me steps winning ya. And no actually said the application why valid into why year and chess but at least a chess steps are immigration rules are cast a self what fasa so papa into ebeboa with the application processing.
Now, wuna also we invite such a person. No man or Juma, Amina Ban, and also know what are the requirements on your side. Would they need a proof? Be say or say would they need a proof from you? Simple put.
Right. With that one, you look into the eligibility requirements. Look into the eligibility requirements. So first of all, what they would want, you say, you have to be a person applying for entry clearance, right? Who apply, however, sad domestic staff, said, your UK or British book and now indefinite leave to remain. Sanipano, ese unina aye juma for 12 months before sa application I will be it's a UK national no. Ese unina atna wo Ghana, for example, for 12 months consistently before
let me hold you there. In case say sorry sir me disturb. In case say me waha na bia me pe domestic assistant. I mean no ebi am apply to Ghana. Ebi am inko Ghana. Maybe online my application be see me bi na me person me ba. The first I was me quick Ghana me ni pa credit transana. Matumi apply ana.
Not necessarily. Except sound patrono or you employee. So say you can't be say about way and a bema way minute or to me fear wa Ghana, for example. Oh fear no only hokrana still or ye juma or ebia wo gardening or ye juma. The cleaning of the house or no one or sheho. Ebia only security or no one or chef your honey nyamao. Until whilst I only hopon still a sunny part. That's correct. Or ye a boy jumamao or fear hop. Into providing say or yes side jumano or yeno for a period of 12 months before sell the application, no better more dear, not just a track, or better me yes application.
Well, yeah, but to us so with the same issue. There were so many questions on that this issue, and maybe so. Now we'll be so the message about quick. Because see, I want to go and I understand there's the UK are giving visa to care workers and nurses.
Yes.
I want to go and do care. Hey, bro, Mammy has a bit to me. I can edit a bit.
Okay.
And your person actually say, a queen or pesa or cosmia care work a Juma, Ghana. Or Ghana, I'm saying Ghana question. Now, person for 6 months or they apply for visa. Is that possible? And what are the requirements? I say, a care worker.
Okay, as a care worker, no dear, there are certain requirements you have to meet. Of course, so all relevant qualifications and also experience in the area, no, who apply it with a nursing home or an agency at Ebeboa. But apart from that, there's some mandatory requirements at SL meeting. For example, SL here the English language test to meet the English language requirement. As we discussed last week, no, there are certain points at SL here. He has to have or she has to satisfy the mandatory points and the tradable points as well. Mandatory points, you need a certificate of sponsorship. You need to do the English language test. These are some of the mandatory requirements. It's in a chess, and yes, and you just can make the application. You need to secure a certificate of sponsorship from an agency or a care home that have the Home Office sponsorship license and SANA or Timinya Sajuma. If you look at some of the tradable points are SL satisfying, you have to look at how much they would want the region, the sort of work you are looking for. No, the pay I saw £20,480 for carers. That is the sort of job they would want you to be working with. So these are some of the requirements that you need to satisfy in order to come to the UK. Darling J, what I was saying is, Sani Pakrono, on praying now, then cut through the process step by step to ensure, obey a successful application.
Okay. Now going back to your question, Yenia Banadia Baye do Abubuno. Or Patrice the domestic assistants no. Afuwe June Muan or Benya 19. Nature so a very young girl. Now at this age you bet to me apply now.
Yes.
Is there any age barrier or there's not?
There is an age barrier and peculiar to the overseas domestic worker. We can't say peculiar. Almost age is a little bit different from most applications that you would make. Almost say if you look at the eligibility requirements, what they're saying is the applicant must be age 19 or so, 19 and over. Usually, if you are 18 in the UK or even in Ghana, you'll be considered an adult. But this one, not yet. I said would be 19 and over. It's only 19 and not as I want to mean this application way.
Okay, I see. It is a CNO until say or so train 19 in June. That's so she can start the application after any time after June. Is that correct?
That's correct. Spot on.
Okay. I hope this advice is noted. And Opache say the domestic assistant in the year Juma for 18 months with Ghana. Into a qualifier now.
Oh yes.
18 months.
As mentioned before, no, almost say only mistress and now master ye Juma 12 months.
Oh, okay. So they know overqualified.
Yes, into 18 months, dear. What bro? So 6 months into bet me ISR application back cruise.
Wait a simple question. I see we apply for the indefinite leave to remain since last year. She hasn't got any response, not even a letter of acknowledgement, nothing. After that, is there anything you should be able to advise me? We saw here the national edition, so your application last year. Now, I've seen not even acknowledgement letter from the Home Office. Something to say.
Okay, with this one, no. We'll say with indefinite leave to remain applications, no, there There are two types of applications. There's the standard application and there's the super fast.
I'm sorry, on why the person no one file lawyer. I presume he did it direct.
Yes. Standard and super fast priority. If it's the standard, there's no real set criteria. There's no set criteria that says, okay, within 6 months, not say a decision, or within 12 months, we have to make a decision. The Home Office it is at their discretion how quickly it's processed, providing you haven't made a priority application. So it could be, say, yes, it's delayed, but I would say a way I will bet media solves our problem. They say, we bet throw letter because as you know now, no, provide this acknowledgement letter no be. They've stopped.
Okay.
They don't do that. What they do is the application is made online, and then once the application is submitted, they send an email. The email with the email no to form no more. The same email no.
And you be any part of email, but
okay.
It could be
checking the inbox.
Spam. Yeah.
Uncle checking the spam, and on the inbox it said UK immigration. If you type in UK visa and immigration,
I oversight I think he's talking about acknowledgement letter, and you just indicated as there's nothing like that. Rather, they'll send you an email. Probably
they send you an email instead. Into email now, you see said there's something like a unique application number or a reference. But what's our email no so?
Okay.
Into no what times our reference no? What drop a letter to that department. To me, because these days, application, you upload the supporting documentation, or send it online. Into what you can do is, me have drafted a Word document. Now I upload this Word document. I say, say what train about 1 year or 1 year plus, for example, and you just want the open so update or case no. Until they should revert back to you via email and let you know what is happening.
Okay.
Usually, you see, say the Home Office caseworker will get back to you. Say if they need further documents, they will let you know by email. And if they have got all your documents and they've received your application and are still processing it, let's just say still they will let you know by email as well.
So it looks like everything is now by online, strictly online. So nothing like paperwork like they used to do before.
No,
where
there's
a likelihood say pursue letter and all that, It will be strictly if you got valid email addresses, communication is strictly by online. Is that correct?
That's correct. You see, darling J, I love the commenter. The comment say if it's by email. So J application online. They give you the option, say, application either online to upload the documents, or they give you an address to send the supporting documentation to the address. Because as you know, enyo biana enim sa uploading documents, enyo biana enim computer musa.
Anyway.
Into omuma sa lead way, say, ubetimi send it by post. So sending it by post, the likelihood say omo back with a sheet of paper by post to acknowledge say omonsa aka documents that is correct. They'll send you a letter that they've received the documents and is being processed. That is if you sent your supporting documents by post, but they give you the option either to by post or you upload it. Who upload it? They'll send you an email, not a letter.
Okay. Good one. Thank you very much. And so cheap out. That's nice. So see, however, you put smiles on the faces of the listeners. You're therefore say I feel now do if you to high GN radio. Now listeners no see and catch complaints not do so. Ready. Even no super some English now, so almost at the air canal. But all the same, majority carry the vote until you ever quite the trees. Yo, and that say, what do I feed to her? Your name, Abinelle Solicitors, lawyer, penny pa. beautiful woman. Now I am Mrs. Bay man say I am Mrs. Imi Adidente. And then ono na yene etwetwen komo senior lawyer or that Abinelle Solicitors ano. We show much akwan omo east side of London. Yebeka say Stratford. Omo postcode ni E152 RJ. And after so road needing the 14 Claypole road and omo wa omo bodwuma kese say okwa man kwa ya nika. Until last week, me also be free now. Now I have very or do quite up a personal number. Okay, so for the serious note for a woman, budget pa. Any issues be about the answer over from 0203 759 3309 0203 759 3309 and I say mobile so 07824 705-353. These are their contact numbers. Are over to me afre womo na womo to me ayawa doye. Any issues bia send ye tie sekese say ukes ni esua say ekese ne tie bia no fada no womo e manko a na un say ma wade mu a wo success rate no very high. No doubt about that. So atiase or do kujina court to judge in the Osiliku smart cry. Your case is won. Yeah, you cry near. Wow, new case. All right. And contribution. So what contribution be issues be between the Abba. As usual, far Bray WhatsApp and answer text message 0778 793 9958. A buyer now making kind. Most of more online, more here or social media, especially Facebook, YouTube, who are comments be out for her, Nina, courtesy of Team Viewer at StreamYard at Auroma. We are comment to a YouTuber, Mehu. We are no Facebook also, Mehu skin so at the same time. And then see, Mekho skin so the marking kind 2 messages be a big go na ya twaso. So, Emmy, so we are ready up. I'm taking this question from the online, one from YouTube, one from Facebook. Way from Osebo, so say, I came to UK as student dependent visa, but now me and my partner is no more marriage again. How can I get my stay here in the UK? I think this question we are kind of. Perhaps a new partner are submitted.
Okay. Yes, or a bit dicey because one say the onya ne assessing our chrome is based on
the student visa nearby.
That's the partner ne the student visa nearby. Or no, as a dependent. The dependency is based on their relationship. That is why our modemano. Into say a relationship no it means say you really don't have the
so
right
once your relationship ends, your visa ends. Is that correct?
That's correct. That it can be curtailed. However, no, as a dependent, no, there's another something else you may rely on. Maybe, for example, maybe you have a child. But even the child, no cry, the likelihood of the child being a dependent is very high. So it's very difficult to handle this, unless, of course, maybe, for example, you are working, depending on whether you still have leave, you can switch from this category to another category. That may be possible. Maybe to be a skilled worker. Maybe let's say you have maybe there's a child here, you have a child who's British in the future, or a child who has lived here for 7 years, for example. You can rely on that child. There are other ways, but relying on that dependency, is so better. And if you don't have another way to switch, there may be problems. It may be problematic. Yeah.
I'll say you had it all. So it's a matter of switch to something else. So what you say, and them say the expert achichimu ediacho. Other than that, no, there's no way out. Let's take another one from Kojo Ousu Boate Jr. Or say good morning, or please, what documents do I need to bring my daughter, age 11, from Ghana? I have leave to remain based on my British daughter. Thanks for your good job.
Okay. Yes, based on British daughter, documents that you may need. You may need evidence that you make all the important decisions into one or show one or make sad decisions no concerning about what over Ghana into letters from school, for example. I just said one fresh school hop, how far and how they are faring, letters from church, letters from hospital on the same lines. So one or show in regards to the health, in regards to the spiritual development. Of course, obey here a Ghanaian passport, and a tuberculosis test as well will be needed as well. So these are some of the documents and of course, birth certificate and possibly maybe DNA. It really depends.
Okay. So I think, sir, Kwejo, it's all clear for your understanding. I didn't know Shannon so now yes and it's a fata now what to me Ede Ubano Abba UK. Now going back to questioner now maybe so about domestic worker question no. Now I see near domestic worker ne ebano say what is or say or provided some form of invitation letter. Now person says so what must be in the letter? What would be the content like?
All right. So in the invitation letter, there's a certain formatter the invitation letter should take on. In that letter, first of all, it stated what type of employment. You know, the type of employment you're going to do. So if you are a cook, it states you're a cook. If you are a helper or a house help, it will state you're a house help as well. It stated the duration they want you to stay here for. And whether, they're going to pay you minimum wage. Any other perks, including in the job, in terms of maybe health insurance, I said, ultimately stated. It's almost like I said, like a statement. It has to be like in a statement form. The Home Office, they've been kind enough to provide a template that you can use into. And yes, how I drink the immigration rules. Now what should show appendix domestic worker statement. Type appendix domestic worker statement or online more. You say a template and say the name and address of employee. It's what Ghana no full name or address, the name and address of the employer, and also what UK have the full name and a baby obet or UK hands. The commencement of employment. Into not just data, or say or share a jumana say, Anna say a banner say, ebia ankoye or buy no ebia the terms no or whatever it is no ankoye no the termination of the contraction. So I say what a detail in that statement as well. As I mentioned before, the job title. Into say you are working as a cook, a chef, as a house help. All of that has to be stated in there, or maybe as a babysitter, like, somebody who is going to an au pair to look after a child. It has to be stated in there. Oh, you need to provide a status of employment. Internet, I say everything to do with the minimum wage, maybe and then the employee's place of work. To say Uti Croydon now or Brixton. That is what you need to include. You have to include the number of rooms. And yes, can't say with but the number of rooms you have and the total number of bedrooms you have.
Wow.
And the names and ages of all domestic household members and domestic staff. Say a woman. And then I would end it here by also saying you need to provide the employees hours. Hours are obedi was you have to state it. So person 40 hours a week. And yes, bibia at all. Now obey 10 hours now boy for David. You provide the number of hours at opesa juma. And say humanity say obey juma or krum ha. And yes, favor mano. And I said the person will be an employee, you are the employer. And favor amount of chrono. David is a legally binding contract now in the form of a statement. Pen. What signing with Dean, what signing with signature, on one's who often the pen, come on, was signing the Dean, was signing the signature, what dated into a Bibia, a book, Sandy Nipano, who by a boy employer, so the who by HSS, or outside the contractor. Way be ultimately resolve a problem, no, because there is a statement, a contract that is binding the two of you. Into yes, me wafa say me kofana ba na mabe using no and na say me kofama what me wafa say ba obaya na wa free ho na okoye de open debi we die omoye in such a way say a very official contract into oba obeye ne juma. And yes, our bands so I because we're contract no I can say minimum wage per day. I said onya de tono. Otherwise, so these are some of the things that they want to see in any sort of written statement in support of such an application.
All right. Thank you very much. We've got 44 minutes downside 10 o'clock. Literally, we've got 16 more minutes to wrap up the show. Now, so Utia GN Radio. We are live on gnradiouk.com and our Facebook Live, GN Radio UK, YouTube, GN Radio UK. We're also live on Tunein and, of course, GN Radio mobile apps and Radio Garden as well. And then, Legal Hour with Abinelle Solicitors. You can also phone in with your issues and concerns on 0203 735 8820. 0203 735 8820. Where should be a secure crowd abeka yan kana yanko. Obi bisa say lawyer, can you speak Ga? No.
Of course.
You can.
Of course I can. Of course
but
in crying so him sir. In crying there me can
really
easy. Easy. Into person me can so let me can cry.
Okay. But it will be too much on our plate because English is that makes up no be too much and doesn't make it. You try to maintain one language or at least two.
But for all the listeners who ask me questions, they call and they want to ask me in Ghana and they feel comfortable speaking. Your question is answered. Amy is a Ga, actually. She just told me, I didn't know anyway. And you are lucky. Until you bet me a friend on the issues now, open say, with the bar. What kind of, what the bar? Or kind of the amount. Why? Until you that answers your question. Before, there be a more online no priority than text messages for no. Under the head, the following we can carry it forward. Also, good morning and happy Independence Day to all Ghanaians at Abinelle Solicitors. Clement and the buyer. Happy Independence to you as well. A belated one. That was actually yesterday anyway. Right, young Koso. I came to the UK as a student, but the gospel truth is I could not continue with my education for personal reason. I still have 2 years valid visa. What else can I do to stay in the UK? I don't want to go back to Ghana. Hey.
Just audio. What make you test a clear power? For what reason you don't want to go back to Ghana? Anyway, any some people are actually we're making the intention clear. What's wrong? What's in the crowd?
Oh, fine. Okay.
Also, school no one for personal reasons, which we don't know.
School no one for personal reasons. Darling J, I had a little bit dicey kakra because all said the entire man visa, and the reason why the person has been given that visa, if a school, it's about school, you know, it's really about your education. Inti omo ama visa so back from her, any for example University X, MBA Jumana. It means that they want you to come and finish your schooling and finish the program that you've been assigned to before, say, you can complete it, and to ensure that you continue to remain here lawfully.
Yeah.
Now, so who can say, school, you don't want to go to school anymore because that is the gospel truth. That is fair. You are obliged to, you know, to make a choice.
Yeah.
However, no, what we have to understand, no, say, the Home Office no omotimi curtail sa visa no, the student visa omodiama omobetimi cancel no, because the entire omodema ono say bakom ha na besua de. Even kra enye bibia na kra na the university no say oh call university wa oh call your masters oh call your degree what start a course no. Remember said that the university have that connection with the Home Office. Yeah. And they can report back to the Home Office at any time.
Yeah.
Bet me catch the Home Office and say, "Who assume say back school no, buy lectures, buy seminars," and for that reason, no, they are letting the Home Office know. Remember, says the Home Office take them if they hear that you have stopped going to school, you don't attend your classes, they will cancel the visa anyway.
Straight away.
Right. Remember that once the visa is cancelled, so omu not just say uwa krumha, uya overstayer wa krumha. And remember, if you are an overstayer, so uya obia wa overstay with visa so, and also you are here illegally. Edin say ubeti me switch it from one category to the other because you are no longer in a category. You are now an overstay. You are an illegal immigrant. Into a din. Naturally, say you will need to be looking at different options, such as, for example, 20 years unlawful residence, because you've already started living here unlawfully. So technically, you could be on that route. Ebi krana bibi aba exceptional. Se me kase exceptional and ye bibi a eda form. Bibi a say ebi a yaria ball seriously. Say no. So who apply for stay work from her. Ansana utimi live me can be more ansana utimi live nature say to ensure that your life is kept as a utina kromha. The threshold is very, very high. Ansana umbeji sadene edia umbe shemu pansana umode sadene bema. Or maybe you have a British child in the UK eventually une obia or British une no na akolano nyamia dumotimi nya passport nibia. That is a way you can regularize your stay. But again, these things will not just happen immediately. They say to me, build a case and sana. Utmi san benya leave to remain wakrumha again. It is also school. If you are saying you don't want to go to school, you need to think very carefully before you make such a very important decision.
Okay. This one says, we so I have sensitive kakro, and I mean kind of cheat. Also, okay, let me. Maybe I have sensitive message yakuchi. Or say I have 2 year visitors visa. Wow, and through my sister who is a British citizen, I came here during the COVID, and I went out with my friends for a drink up, and I had a one-night stand, which has resulted in me being pregnant for 6 months now. Very soon my visa will expire. I've got 3 months left, and I'm 6 months pregnant. if I stay here to deliver my baby, what are my chances? Because by that time, my visa will expire.
Right.
Of a British baby, no.
Okay. Well, darling Jane.
So our 3 months left, 6 months pregnant.
Yes. The name is different if it's a need or it's a want, or whether you qualify or not. Indeed, Sanipa Croy way. Say the only now one or no kita.
One night stand though. In teacher said no father.
No, say one night stand.
Well, I can't say be the boyfriend's in touch.
Whether there's contact or not. Okay. So say one night stand, there may still be contact with that individual. And he said, sir, now or no kita British book and now kita indefinite leave to remain. Then the likelihood of the child
has a chance
being able to, yes, then of course, Ebiana or no on your British passport. So then based on that, Ebia or the no obejina baso aji. For example, I'm just giving an example. However, no, I say or realize say or your visitor into all your application or you have to remember that there may be some implications, cost implications, because say it's in the only asset before so apply or so or realize say there may be some costs involved in having the child with the NHS, right? That's the first step. And the second hurdle is whether say only chrono or nene wono or no what documents are media cover akolano in the form of indefinite or maybe an EU national who has a pre-settled status or a British national. So it just really depends. And I said, to me, now the person has to probably give us a call and then we check more information I check it said there's a way regularizing it.
Okay, question now what can also say what about if Obi the Nanajima the question be about, let me quickly answer. Also, what about if the guy has 2.5 years?
Right. If the guy has 2.5 years, then of course the child can also apply for limited leave to remain for 2.5 years. If any application will be made based on the child, remember the child is not British. The child has not lived here for 7 years. It may be a bit difficult. Any application that would be made outside the rules. It would not be made based on the Appendix FM rules anyway, and it's not a very strong one if it's 2.5 years.
All right, thank you very much. On that, you have your first caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, caller. Wajina Swache. Hello. Good morning, caller. Okay, let's go back to the. Sorry, caller. I'm saying we didn't also chair. Sorry about that, but questions about see to me. So you can call back again. 02. I'm saying the caller is back. Hello, good morning. Yeah, just so on here.
Evidently, crossing of the country. We saw now, Rusty. It remains the same. Mr. We put me no man and lawyer. So,
why not to be nyado? Now, what pen and paper?
But you're ready. Or don't send a personal mom. So,
hey,
you say watch or the upper put to room or there.
Oh, that's right. 0203
0203
759
759
33
09.
Yeah.
Only mobile so.
078
078
24 705 353.
What's your number? 078 24 705 353.
Pacha, yo.
Me say now, Rusty. Obi to me friend of Ghana. Visa na ebi visa or invitation about obi to my friend now.
Of course.
In Mr. Wara.
Of course. You just call her and she'll be able to.
But your friend them Mr.
Your friend Amy. Then.
Oh, Mama Amy. Oh, okay. You. Me that's Mama Amy.
Bye.
That's.
Bye.
You so be that say one can so post and get about it.
Meso be dance. Yo.
So I'm from me to for be and come that baba.
Yo, bye. All right, that's it. Yamfa we. Your time no, time no contemo. Mami mfa we quickly from Christiana Asante. Say my sister has 1 year student's visa and she has found new partner who is a British. Can they marry here or go back home?
They can marry here because or leave to remain by that of the student visa.
Yeah.
Inti send visa mwu yen kwandia omubetimi aware okroma.
Christiana, it's a good news to you. So tell your sister that she got a chance. All right. On that note, questions to be black. Amy, you bet me to ask next week.
Oh, of course.
For the remaining questions, on the test.
Problem behind
now, any updates?
Updates? Yes.
Before we wrap up, at this time, time.
Oh, no problem at all. Some of the updates now, I had a look at last week. I realized what they are planning to do is for foreign national criminals. Or your foreign national criminal. Not just say, UK, my nipa, but wasa abakrum ha committee chrono. Almost say. So, ultimate immigration bailer, the BBI friend mandatory tagging, beka home. Once as part of the conditions of bail, sometimes the tag show.
Yeah.
I don't know a BBI and monitor movements. And he said, call from London to Coventry. Not just the parole officer will know obey whom the BBI call. Now what me I control the oye. Almost a Sunday pana, ebia our detention center, what committee chrono, where we in a sentence. For example, our modern immigration center. By God's grace, when you bail, international say it's me, about crum. You say tag, mandatory tag, kind of. Some mandatory tag, as I said, with movements, a very restrictive movements. Baby, curfew, HSA, maybe between 9 to 5, you can be out, but at 5 p.m., for example, I say warfare. Into now monitor. Into say a boss 6 crown out person pay co shopper. Not just breach the conditions of your bail. Into BBI very serious. Before it was not mandatory. They could give you bail and you would still have the freedoms most human beings have. You sentence I say now they open. But in this case, they are giving you certain restrictions and they want to check your movements. Let's check it their way. Until that is an update. Yeah. And so so we all have to be careful. Because your movements, they are restricted. That's the update.
We really want to do something that will be caught by the law.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your advice, Expert One. Thank you very much for today once again.
Anytime.
Hopefully, same time next week, we'll be here to give the education to the people who need it most. So without wasting much of your time, I will say au revoir and say hello to all the guests out there.
I'll let them know.
Sawa and Abna and the rest.
All right. I'll let all of them know.
So hopefully next week.
All right then. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. Right. And yede ABC. All right. Na yede jumadi no ABC. You bet me I know. 2 minutes on top of the hour at 11. You're still tuning to GN Radio. We are live on Radio Garden, Tunein apps, and of course GN Radio mobile app.
The one who holds and
also live on www.gnradiouk.com. My name is Darling J, your host.
But I trust the one true God.
Between 9 and 12, I'm going to give you some mellow music all the way to 12 noon for a part company with you. So stay on. But unfortunately, I'm going to go off Facebook and YouTube as usual. So thank you for tuning in. And once again, good morning.
All power belongs to you.